it just seems like it would be a nice thing for the consumer. It would just be a convenience. And at the end of the day, it probably wouldn't put me off buying a PlayStation if I was a fan of them. It wouldn't put me off buying a PlayStation, but it also wouldn't make me particularly happy.
Yeah, for me, it's just I'm not really into consoles, to be entirely honest. Like, it's
Mm.
hard for me to comment on, like, oh, the controller's a little weird to support, because I just don't care. Like, I'm just not, like, Xbox controller is the only controller I literally can use without severe agonizing pain in my hands.
Mm.
So, the PS5 controller is probably a pretty good thing in my book, considering it's pretty much an Xbox controller.
But
Oh, what?
bigger.
No.
So.
Maybe I missed something. Now I need to look
It's
up.
the,
Well,
it's
not-
the same.
not
It's the
pretty
same.
much, but-
It's the same style as a
That's
PlayStation.
the same
it's just
design as all the other ones, right?
but
Yeah.
it's just bigger.
it's DualShock. It's just the size of it. It's the how small the and how close together the
Where's my
sticks are that does my thumbs
So
in
I have a PlayStation.
on
I
DualShock
have an
controllers.
Xbox controller, but you can't see.
And
I have an Xbox Elite controller. Get on my level. I'm Elite.
I have a fake Elite controller.
I've never had a problem with the PlayStation controller, though. Again, this kind of goes into it. People who have played Xbox their whole life obviously going to much prefer Xbox
The
controllers.
console I have spent the most time on, in order, would be the Wii, then the PlayStation 2, then the PlayStation 1. I've spent more time using a PlayStation controller than having an Xbox controller.
Wait, what about the PC? Have you not played much on the PC?
Well, that's not a console.
You say console, yeah. That's...
Hang on, let me launch Steam Big Picture. Hang on.
I still can't figure out how I feel about the positioning of the analog sticks on an Xbox controller. Like, it's usable, absolutely, and it's comfortable.
I find it way more convenient personally, but
I don't know if it'd be better if both sticks were on the same level, but I don't know.
One thing that I don't know if it's true or not, but that I
Presumably not.
read is that, and this never made sense to me, is you can use your PS4 controller on the PlayStation 5, but only on PS4 games.
Yeah.
Why not just use the PS5 controller? Because you get one with the console.
I suppose. Do consoles do still local co-op? God, I hope they do.
Occasional, depends on the game, really.
I believe so, I imagine, yeah.
It just depends. Like FIFA, I'm going into FIFA because that's literally the only game I've ever played local co-op on. There are some like indie racing games and all that, but not everything does. If I'm not wrong,
Halo definitely will be, but that'll be Xbox.
Gran Turismo does. So
Yeah, I'd hope so. I'd hope they kept with it.
yeah, they do. But yeah, it's still quite limiting. But again, like people get annoyed, like, oh, you can't use rod control on the new console. You get a controller with that console, unless you're buying second hand or from a shoddy dealer. You're gonna get a controller, so you don't have to like blame. Oh, I can't use it. And then you might get the odd people who are like, I'm used to the old console controller. I can't move because I don't want to risk losing the skill. That I can understand.
I mean, can you be a pro
Interesting.
console player?
Yes, you can, and there's a lot of them, unfortunately.
I mean, like, no, yeah, like you can,
Doesn't aim just
But-
snap?
but why is more my question.
Because
like, what do you get out of playing Fortnite at a pro level on a PlayStation controller that you wouldn't get playing on a keyboard? If you're
Money.
that good at if you have fast reactions, right, and your APM's high enough in the building, you're just going to be better on a PC. Just get a PC. You'll do well. If you do well on PlayStation Fortnite, you'll do well on PC.
sponsorships.
If you're top 500 in PlayStation Fortnite esports, you can afford a PC.
No. It's not that the fact you can't afford one. It's the fact that you're probably being sponsored or on a team at that point. So you might as well stick with it. There's console teams for a reason, and there's esports console for a reason. I don't understand it, but there is. So, people are going to do it no matter what. But honestly, I don't know what Xbox are doing. I don't really give two shits. People are saying it's anti-consumer. Again, I haven't seen any console do it beforehand, so I don't see the problem. Unless the controller costs like £100, fair. But at the same time, games are supposedly going up in price. So, AAA games, I mean. So, like, it's just how
the wages for the game developers, aren't there?
Unfortunately, not. No. Oh, goddamn.
CC, Alan Brack.
Yeah. So cross-platform co-op. I'm glad they're finally adding it.
I'm surprised it took that long because I swear
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
yeah.
It's stupid, but it sort of all come at once. Which
Yeah,
I
that's
suppose
true.
they must have had a meeting and been like, "All right, we need to finally do this."
Oh, it's in
I
general
feel
crossplay just
like-
come out of not come out of nowhere, but it's just like hit every console, every platform, every game, just out of the just now, and it's
I
like
feel like.
sorry, Cam.
Sorry. Oh god.
God,
Oh, no.
so
Oh,
British.
No. And that's the podcast in silence for the rest of existence.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like console companies need to just stop being such pathetic wusses when it comes to like working with other console companies. Like Overwatch's development team had a Q&A recently, right? And they talked about someone asked like, how do you feel about like account persistence, right? Where like your Blizzard account and your Overwatch items and account and level and skins and settings and that carry across between console, like PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And they said, yeah, we want to do this. The console companies won't let us because they're pussies and wouldn't dare share an inch of data with, PlayStation wouldn't dare touch Xbox's servers and such. And it's like, they just need to fucking grow up, right? Getting crossplay working, persistence for accounts across all these accounts would be so fucking good for gaming.
There's a
It needs
lot
to
of
happen.
that now. It's coming
It's happening
out
more, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I remember back in the day where crossplay used to be an advertisement term. You would put in the game, "Oh, we got crossplay." What they actually meant is, if you have a PlayStation and a PC, you can share that account. It wasn't really true crossplay, and now it's sort of just become the norm. So I feel like I don't know if this is true, but from my history of playing and from experience, I feel like Fortnite really started the trend of crossplay between consoles, at least.
So isn't Fortnite mobile play on the same servers as Fortnite console and PC as well?
I have no
don't
idea.
think so.
But there was a
I
big
can- I
issue
don't
of
know
how
for
do you
sure.
balance it. Obviously, console players have their slight aim assist due to being them on controller.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like as long as you have a good enough matchmaking rating system, like, you can probably get like equivalent PC aimers matched with like how a console player performs, including aim assist, pretty well.
Yeah,
I feel
And
like it wouldn't be too bad.
it's kind of goes into what I want to talk about as well as hacking, but like matchmaking is a very hard thing apparently. Like that seems to be one thing a lot of multiplayer games tend to struggle with is either making a fair system, making a working system, or just somehow trying to sort the players out. Like it is very hard putting console players against PC gamers because obviously there's differences, and trying to balance it is hard. You could just balance the game, but then that takes a lot of prep work and making sure you want to get the game out that you want to make, but you also need to balance it so it's not unfair.
So interesting note on how Fortnite went about doing it.
Yeah.
They basically changed it on mode. If you're on PC and you solo, you're only allowed to queue against other PC players, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're doing teams that are multi-platform or two on the same platform, it will queue you with mobile, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and
Oh.
PC.
God, I didn't
um,
think they had all servers.
Which
Wow.
is, I guess, fair enough, because like, I guess the idea behind that is to enable people that are playing on their phone to play with their friends on Xbox and play with their friend on Switch, which is probably a good thing for kids.
Yeah.
But
Gosh,
after the poor sod playing mobile.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, especially without those Razer trigger add-ons and
Yeah, I know,
the
right?
other things you can get.
So I got
How
an
far
ad
it's
where a
come.
fat guy was fighting himself in the shower or bath about a Swedish. Okay.
That's
Interesting ad.
Interesting. Yeah.
Um, but like
that is an interesting one.
the reason I wanted to talk about
Shem.
this kind of goes off topic a little bit, but the reason I wanted to talk about hacking is I was playing EFT yesterday, streaming it. Oh, on here. Maybe it was me. Maybe you just saw a stream of me dancing. But no, I was playing EFT on stream yesterday. We came across a few hackers, and EFT is one of those games where fighting against hackers is very hard.
Yes, it often
To
is.
be fair, I don't know much about it, but I know that there was a bit of a problem with it, and it isn't in comparison to some games like Overwatch, where you like hackers suck, but you can kind of outplay them. Like I know EFT can be pretty just
But the
like,
problem-
well, that's an F.
Problem with EFT is hackers aren't far and beyond. You don't come across them every day, unless you play one of the specific maps. For context, which is called Labs, and that's a map where you have to pay a certain amount of money, which is a lot of money in game, to get into the said map, and then you can die very easily because the AI in there is ramped up by 10 times. So and you get higher level gear
So
in there.
Charlie's just bad.
Yeah, but that's why
Is
hackers
that the one
tend to
that's in
stick
a
with it.
shopping mall?
No, that's the one that's in a research facility. But that's
Okay,
why
I haven't
hackers
seen
like to
footage of
go into it, because it's high
From the
loot.
loot.
Players go in there with high loot because obviously they don't want to die from either AI or players. And so that's why they always go in there. It's a pain in the ass, and something I feel like they should do and could do in the future. Obviously, this is what I feel like a lot of games could do, because hacking is just one of those things where no matter how good your anti-cheat system is, you're going to get people going around it with even the minest of hacks. Is just if you identify anything, and I feel like even though it's very strict, CSGO has a good system in this. If you identify anything that is dodgy on a computer that's running the game or behind a game or whatnot, put them in a different matchmaking system or server.
Yeah.
But then they are most likely to go up against other hackers. So hack EFT. I'm not gonna hack EFT.
As if
Why
he's
not?
not already. God.
Also, yes, I do have a very hairy chest. But yeah, no, hacking is a very, very hard thing to do. I feel like one of the best examples, but had controversy, that did it recently was Valorant. But I don't know what that sort of is. I don't know how that's looking at the moment when it comes to hackers. If there's much of, I've never had an experience with a hacker on Valorant yet. But it's one of those things.
I heard
gonna really beat
that there was an outburst of hackers on Valorant for like a short period, but Riot cracked down on it pretty fast. That's just rumors, because again, I don't really follow the community. Just
What's
the whispers that I hear.
hacking like on Overwatch then?
Pretty sporadic is the word I'd use to describe it. You don't tend to get hackers at lower SRs, like anywhere from like bronze to diamond to mid masters even. You kind of just don't really get hackers. They kind of just don't
Which makes
exist.
sense.
Hackers tend to buy boosted accounts, from what I can see. So you'll see like right up in Grandmasters and Top 500 are quite a few hackers. Like it's not rampant. It's like, you know, every quite a few games, but there are hackers there. That's where they're noticeable. But Overwatch has got pretty damn good cheat detection now. They do a lot of work on the server end. So generally, how hacking goes in a majority of Overwatch games, if it's really subtle, so it's like walls or something, right? That you couldn't really tell they were doing it without, like, you know, a human reviewing the footage. So people watching the kill cam, but oh yeah, they've clearly got walls, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's not like a bot's going to detect that. They're not aim hacking or whatever. They're aiming fine. They're just using walls or something. That would not normally get flagged. But if it's quite clear aim hacks, or like a border hack, which is where when you enter the border in Overwatch, it automatically fires for you. Sometimes including trying to adjust for the head. Anything like that, once someone reports them, it causes basically like a deep scan for cheating to go onto that player. So if someone's hacking, your team acknowledges the hacking, and like 2 or 3 people report them, quite often you'll just see match shut down, cheating detected, and everyone's SR doesn't get adjusted. And that happens really commonly now, and that's been really good for the game,
And
because they've got good detection. It just, you have to report for it to run.
And something you were saying about them tend to be like high BR or top 500 makes sense, because as you said, they buy higher accounts, or if they're doing well, obviously they're going to win the majority of their games and get to higher ranks. But something I witnessed for the first time was when we were watching that streamer who always played Hammy. I always called him Hammy. And the first game we ever played, the first game they ever played, so we were watching, they suspected a hacker and they just more or less forfeited the game.
Yes, that's quite common as well in Top 500 Overwatch. If a hacker is very clearly on your team, most people in about Masters and up will happily draw that game, so no one's SR gets affected. And
Which is really
sometimes
nice.
even in top 500, the team with the cheater will lose the game and give SR to the enemy. It just depends. Normally it's a draw, but rarely you do get
Yeah.
that. A lot of people will sacrifice SR.
It's surprising, but as you said, a lot of what you told me is a lot of people in top 500, obviously being top 500, will know the majority of each other.
Everyone knows each other, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Quite
only
nice.
500 of them, and then the top 500 is the top 500 for the region, so like Europe or Oceania or America, right? But within those things, you tend to get matchmake to servers. So like, there's West Europe and East Europe and Central Europe, right? And like Norway and Northern Europe. And in Oceania, right, you've got Asia, and you've got Australia, and you've got East Australia and West Australia. And in America, you've got West Coast and East Coast. So if you're playing on West Coast, even though you're in NA and there's only top 500 people in NA, in reality, you're only playing with about 250 people. So you know each other even more. So it's quite a small community up there.
Yeah, that's quite nice. So hacking is not much of an issue in that. Just go,
I mean,
let's
it's
not even
getting
talk about
more
that.
common in Overwatch, but I feel like they're working pretty proactively to deal with it.
Yeah, that's it's a very hard topic to talk about because there's so many different areas of it. So many different games
Yeah.
have different hackers, different ways of fixing it, and different communities that sort it out. So like,
I mean, Overwatch does the impressive thing of Overwatch doesn't have anti-cheat. There's
yeah,
no local anti-cheat engine that runs on Overwatch. It's all done in engine and on the server side, which, in comparison to something like Valorant, I think deserves some admiration. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
the difference is Valorant's coded in an engine, and Overwatch is a game written from the ground up in their own engine, so they can just modify the engine to do what they want.
yeah.
But it's still impressive.
Still don't like Overwatch 2 though. But let's not talk about that. No, like I'd say a good example of that is in Counter-Strike. There's a huge, prominent hacker scene.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't helped by the fact they made the game free to play. But then there's a huge part of the community that is just hacker versus hacker, trying to outwit another hacker by slightly modifying your cheats so they perform better than theirs. Which is, I feel like, it is a cool other way of playing the game. It's not more of precision aim tactic sort of system. It's more of a who can code better or who knows how to use their tools better. Obviously, they have to be used in hacker only servers because then it is kind of, especially in an official matchmaking, it's just unfair, not fair. It shouldn't really be happening, but it does. No matter what, you're going to live in a world where people want to hack for many reasons, be it advantage, to annoy people, to gain certain XP or achievements or whatnot. And even if it's the most minor thing, like just fucking leveling up a single level, it pisses me off. Hopefully, nobody hacks Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
They definitely will.
Add random shit into it. I can't wait to play that. Honestly, I have tried to stick away from as much gameplay as I can, but I want to just play multiplayer. From the small gameplay I have seen, it looks seamless. I'm not going to say too much more than that, but I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely.
I want to try and land a fucking I want to try and land like a Cessna on top of a Boeing. I think we could do that quite easily.
I feel like quite easily is an understatement there.
It'll be easy.
Right.
Who's in what plane?
Oh, you've already put it. So I'll be in this. Me and Phelan will be in the Cessna. You can go in the You can go in the Boeing.
Okay.
And if you just
where in the Boeing? Just in the passengers.
Yeah, if you hover at about.
If you hover just in the Boeing, if you could just hold still, that'd be great. You know?
If you could hold about a click up off the ground, we could easily catch up.
I am not attempting to hover at one click off the ground.
Okay, not hover, but like steady.
I just want to point out admittedly, it's not the. I'll tell you what. Yeah, the takeoff speed. So you don't even want to be flying that slowly. Of a Boeing 747 is around 160 knots, if I remember correctly. All right.
Yeah,
I believe you're correct.
The cruise speed of a Cessna is 122 knots, whilst the never excess speed is about 160 knots.
So yeah, we could easily land.
You've got
okay.
about 3
I mean,
knots of
flight-
leeway depending
Well,
on how
no,
the
no,
game's
right,
feeling, and
right.
the
I'll
Cessna
tell
would
you-
have
I'll
to
tell
be
you
in a
what we'll
dive,
do.
and the
We'll tell you what we'll
747
do.
wouldn't. Right.
Right.
The 747 would be climbing. in
I
fact.
will do a loop,
Well,
and as I'm coming back around, right, and
Hmm.
leveling out, you'll fly head on into me and land on top.
Yeah.
And that'll be perfect. There's no
Right.
flaws in this plan whatsoever.
I'm sure we could
That
go
would
for a
be-
slightly
no.
bigger, like a Beecher aircraft that would be a bit faster, or just a smaller Boeing. To
Nah.
be fair,
747
Someone
still
was
speed.
pointing
Okay.
out, I don't think that'll be. There's no problem.
Okay,
there.
so something I do want to actually, I'm interested in, I haven't actually seen this, is if you were to crash into someone on a multiplayer server,
737 might be.
do you
cool.
both, like, if I were, for example, if
You
I was to
both die
cause,
and the game gets uninstalled.
yeah, if I was to cause an incident in my Cessna that would do nothing
Oh,
to
is
a
it cool, bro?
Boeing, would I just get the crash or would you get the crash as well? I don't know
I mean,
how
you
they do that.
say you say a Cessna crashing into a Boeing would do nothing to a Boeing, but I would beg to differ.
We'll have to test
I
it.
would not want to be in a 747 with anything hitting it.
We'll have to test it out when we play it, okay? That's all we can do.
Oh,
Oh.
I might have a bit of good news actually.
Oh no.
That number that I was quoting, I also need to find out
Well, apparently Corporal says,
corporals
yeah,
because
something-
his is higher. Apparently, the one I found is potentially for a fully loaded one,
interesting.
which would
Well, I've got to have passengers. Who else?
Decrease
There's
it a bit.
got to have people watching.
That's something
watching.
that would be something I want to see them do, and I doubt they would. But in multiplayer, you're able to sit as a passenger in a commercial flight, and just
Oh yeah,
I would love to see that. Cruise around. sitting-
If there just becomes like a community of RPers in Microsoft Flight Simulator that just sit on commercial flights for 8 hours straight.
you could do that in Flight Gear.
Oh.
It's going
To
to
be
be
fair,
fun,
there probably would be people that would do that quite a lot.
and we have to try and land in obscure places. And like
You'll
I haven't,
see.
I haven't seen, and I doubt you have, but I haven't seen the video on the Chernobyl, so it'd be interesting to explore that.
The Chernobyl.
Yeah, the Chernobyl and some
like
other
the
interesting
Ukraine.
places. I'd love
I
to go
really
to.
want to fly the Icon. Cannot wait.
Yeah, there's some good planes in there that I can't wait to fly.
I want to fly everything that isn't a Boeing because I have to continue my hate of Boeing. It's my theme now.
Oh,
in
if you fly
aerospace.
it, crash it, and there we go. So, thank you
Yeah,
very much,
fuck you,
Redstone.
Boeing.
Yeah.
I'm still, as you said earlier, I'm still kind of a bit miffed. I think the term would be about how they've dealt with crashing in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
It's-
few things I
I
could
mean, I
start
get
to
it.
nitpick on. Yeah, like the crashing system, I'd prefer the freeze frame.
That none of the boats are on top of land. On
That
top
being
of-
said, nice. That's a good reason for that, you know. The trails they said about the water, I forgot to mention. I think I possibly also saw someone say that particles aren't in that like build of early
Oh, okay,
access. Yeah,
yeah, makes sense.
but I don't know if that's true. The lack of helicopters, to an extent, is a bit disappointing.
I think
but
that's
again,
going to
at
be a
this
future
point,
DLC.
I can definitely
Well, yeah, definitely.
I can live with it for sure. It's small complaints. It looks incredible.
Do you think they
it really
add
does.
air balloons like they did in the original?
Hope so.
Yeah,
I
no,
feel like they
that's-
have to. The community
if
will
not-
make them.
if not, the modding will, right? Like, there's
Yeah,
nothing
people
that
have
it's.
their Sim Reaper.
I think the modding community
Tomorrow.
for this flight sim is going to be
We're currently
bigger
talking
than
about Microsoft.
Yeah. So can
any
we just,
of the previous games.
as tradition, can we just stop? And we all on the count of 3 have to sing "Happy Birthday" for
This isn't tradition.
Redstone. Yeah, it is. It's tradition from today. So I'll let Phelan count down.
Oh, great. Because I'm the only one who can count down, apparently. God forbid, Charles, you say 3 numbers in a descending order.
2, 1,
To be fair,
3.
Charles would messed up. Oh, God. See, you've got them all excited now. Here's expectations. Take those expectations and lower them, Reaper, all right?
Yeah, we're not singers in any way, shape, or form. We're not even a barbecue.
Okay, let's just 3, 2, 1, go. Happy birthday to you.
The Redstone Reaper 43.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, the Redstone Reaper
Redstone
43.
Song goes
Redstone
now.
Reaper 43. There we go.
Happy
Happy
birthday
to
to you. Hey.
That was absolutely beautiful, YouTube.
All right,
But no, I
add a
hope
bit
you
of
have
flair on me in there, Alfie.
hope you do have a wonderful day tomorrow, Redstone.
And
And,
hopefully not another birthday. God. Not doing that again.
No, that was good. I do wish you the best of luck. I do wish you a wonderful day. Is there anything you guys are not happy about? Going back onto the topic about
yeah, the lack of helicopters.
So, if there was one feature you could add into the game that isn't helicopters, what would it be?
How big a scope? Because that's quite an unfair question.
Okay, what would be the one thing you would like to see in the game that you don't know if it is or not?
Oh bloody hell!
What I did there, Alfie, is I got the scope and I just made it 10
times
bigger.
There's a lot of stuff I don't know, because to be fair, there's a lot of stuff I have deliberately not looked into.
Right.
Oh, that's why
Microsoft
I say
Flight Simulator, Redstone Reaper, the new one coming out.
Yeah.
In that's 2 weeks today. Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought it was the 18th,
isn't it?
Ooh, shit! Someone find out.
But
at first I thought it was the 21st.
So like, it could be a feature that's in the game, but you don't know about. You can say like whatever you want.
Microsoft Flight Simulator release?
I found out. Don't worry.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
18th,
its initial release date is the 18th of August, 2020.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly 2 weeks. That's why we did the podcast today.
Oh.
Really, is it? So what are we doing next week?
It's the 1 week countdown.
The podcast is going to be a flying podcast.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! We'll go get a plane. We'll book a flight from resident local airport to somewhere and back just for a day trip, so we can record a podcast on the plane.
Sure, that's
and it'll
what
be
I
a
meant.
little turboprop, and the audio will be horrible.
Could have paramotors.
Oh my god, that would be beautiful.
No, Tucker's not near.
Honestly, I'm trying to
think what things aren't in the game or that I've not heard about.
I mean, if I was to be like really exceptionally nitpicky, I'd like exceptionally advanced like physical engineering and like damage support. But like that's just not realistic to ask for, right? Like if you could like fully model the entire internals of every aircraft and have them actually get damaged, like it's just not going to happen, though, is it?
There's one thing that I don't know 100%, but I'm fairly certain will be in the game. But I'm going to say it anyway. Is like a random accident, like in the previous.
Oh, what's like engine blowout or?
Yes. Yeah, that
hitting a bird or something like that, I guess.
Issues.
Hitting a bird, as it's commonly called.
Yes.
No, that would be cool. That would be interesting. I know they've got. So I know that's part of the landing. If I'm not wrong, the landing challenges is like your engine's out. You have to land at this airport. You know, obviously glide it down. These are the weather conditions, right?
What are the
I feel like this is based off that one landing.
No, I've seen a few. I've seen a few of them like that. So I think they potentially could.
I just want to know, what are the other options in the event of engine failure and you have to get the plane on the ground? What are the other options to glide it down?
Nose first.
Yeah. Put it down, get a bit of airspeed, then pull up. You'll get a little bit of distance.
You're not wrong, technically, if you don't specify exactly how far you push down.
I hope they bring the A10 back into the game. I missed that.
Really? I think I might be asking a bit much. I wonder what the modding's going to be like for it, actually.
But it'd be interesting.
That's true. I would like. I don't know how much they're gonna like. I still think the community will prevail because modding always tends to.
Yeah.
But I would like them to try and encourage good modding and kind of. I don't say work with the community because that's just unrealistic. But you know, I want them to support the community in some sort. Because I think modding's great and custom servers and shit is a big thing, and I want to see that flourish.
Yeah.
I want to be able to fly around in a Thomas the Tank Engine, you know?
But like, and also I want to see air traffic control centers being manned by.
Well, I want that. That would
idiots.
be. I thought that would be a fun challenge for the stream. Is you having to ATC an entire flight that like me and Phelan are flying or something?
Yeah, any day. Go on then.
That just sounds like fun.
No, me. I will help you guys get off the ground easily.
No, but whoa! Hang on, clip it. You heard him. I won now on record.
I'll help you guys fly out of the airport.
I don't have a clip option. No.
How are you helping us fly in ATC?
but knowing me, I will go
Remote
to
control.
I will go to the wrong airport that you land at. I'm
There's a
trying.
flip button.
Okay, I wasn't suggesting that you also fly to the airport and like ATC us from a small Cessna just below.
But I think there'd definitely be a lot of fun flying around with each other.
Oh yeah,
Just
I mean, the first thing
exploring
we've
the
got to do
world.
is just mess about and explore, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to go to the Antarctic. And where else? Where else would I love to go? I would like to see like the pyramids, see how well modelled they are. Genuinely trying to think of interesting stuff like the Nile, maybe.
You're really Egypt heavy today.
Yeah, I genuinely can't think of anywhere interesting that isn't a city. Because I'm thinking of obvious stuff like the Eiffel Tower, or the London Eye, or
No, the Grand Canyon.
the Grand Canyon. There you
Rockies,
go. The whatever that is. Yeah,
Himalayas, the
those.
Alps,
That's definitely
I'm trying
one.
to think where I
Active
really want to
mountains.
go.
Volcanoes even.
Actually, that's one thing that bloody surprised me is when watching a certain YouTuber's video, you can zoom right into like how many airports there were. Like that genuinely surprised me. How many there was you can like take off and land.
Yes, I knew that'd be. I told you that'd be a lot. I don't know if we
Yeah.
got that. Was that on a stream? I said that. I hope
Yeah,
so.
you did. Yeah. But like I can't wait. Like when you zoomed all the way in, you could pick where in the airport you wanted this. That was bleeding ridiculous. But it'd be interesting.
Good.
The weather detail is fucking ridiculous.
Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna have to fly in some
God damn it.
stormy weather.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Honestly,
We're
the
gonna need
most
to do some stormy landing.
the thing that
challenges.
I'm dreading the most is what the HOTAS support is going to be like.
Good. It's Microsoft. It'll be good.
I mean,
It's Microsoft.
that
Just
doesn't
that what a
bode well
thing to
considering
base
the
it
previous game.
I don't remember.
Well, to be fair, I didn't bother putting much effort into it, right? But I was hoping it would be like Elite Dangerous, where it recognizes I've got an X56, has a pre-built profile,
Yeah, right.
and I'd be like, that would be lovely. I
think
set
it's
it
gonna
up.
have that.
My left throttle was on roll,
Yeah, I've had that with a lot of flight sims.
and it was whatever. I went through and undid that. Then I used the Cytec X56 inbuilt profile for the keyboard buttons, and just changed the MSFX over to keyboard. And that also was wrong, but that was obviously logically on Cytec's fault / Logitech's fault for having the correct mappings in their file. But yeah, and then I just didn't bother setting up. But what I want is just to be able to plug in a Cytec X56 and go, oh, you've got a Cytec X56 and have a profile for me.
Yes,
Because that's what good games do.
it is.
It would be.
Not that I
Yeah.
won't bother setting it up myself if I have to, but it would save me a lot of work.
No, I don't blame you. It's pain in the ass setting up stuff when you don't want to. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see what it is, and the more we fly around, the more we're going to want to explore, and where we're going to explore, and how we're going to explore. I'm interested to see if I very much doubt it, but I'll be interested to see how the active pause works in multiplayer, if it is in multiplayer at all. I don't know if you two know what that is.
No.
Nope.
So active pause is you basically just pause your plane in midair, but everything around you still moves. But then you can go around and you've got a drone camera and you explore the world that way.
It'll possibly take like I don't know, it might take a snapshot, because I know some games do that where they'll just be like snapshot, go everywhere though.
Yeah.
But
I think they do. I hope they do in multiplayer, let you explore, because we're going to find some fun stuff.
Because all they've got to do is freeze your plane in place and maybe like disable collisions or whatever.
Because
one of the just fly around.
One of the things I want to do is explore the oceans, because obviously it's based off it's obviously based off Bing maps. I just wanted to see if there's any random shit we could...
Right, so what have you heard about being on Bing Maps in the middle of the ocean that you want to so go and find?
Tactical TV, solver of the Bermuda Triangle crisis, Bing Maps Explorer 2K20.
God.
It might go well. You never know. You never know.
What I think I do It's gonna be big and blue, and that's about it.
Yeah, but we can change it to make it really stormy and make it look
Oh, it
really
can be
cool.
stormy and blue. Gosh,
It would be
Who
more
knows what else
stormy
we'll
and
find.
like dark blue.
damn, the variation we have here.
I wonder if they'll let you go in the pyramids actually.
Look, in them. This isn't homebrew.
Oh, that's an old reference.
No, it's a current reference as well.
Oh, they still got it in there.
Yeah.
Wow. So is there anything you guys wanted to talk about?
We're not even like through the list of things that you suggested for this, and we're doing fairly well on this conversation. I
Yeah,
feel
I've
like.
enjoyed this.
Oh, no, at what point did I say go off the topic? I just asked, is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Yes,
This
is
game?
there anything else you guys want to talk about?
else. Else is really the key word there.
It is. Gosh,
William
I
needs to
feel like
take
you've
voice.
taken the wind out of this a bit now, but
Wow.
there we go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everything is like specifically that I'm excited for in Flight Sim.
Mm.
It's kind of just seeing what, like, this is gonna be an abstract one a bit, but seeing what it does to future games, right?
Oh, okay.
Because it's a very different model of game, in that it's like an online map
Oh,
downloaded
true.
as a service, right?
Mm.
I want to know what else comes of that sort of concept. Not necessarily exactly the same thing, but just similar ideas to that.
Mm.
Like, is it possible with something like, say, like the next GTA, right?
Oh god.
We've all heard as like kids, wouldn't it be amazing if you had like a GTA game where you could go inside every single building or whatever, right?
There will be some legal issues right there, but yeah,
I mean, yeah,
it would be awesome.
right?
Mm.
What if there's something like that, but the default map that you get installed in the game is just a default map? But if you have an online
Oh.
connection, it can download each room as you go into it, or like as you approach it, or maybe on like a small loading screen or something, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So
It looks on Google Review for pictures and then like pieces
Yeah,
it together.
it pieces
Okay,
it
I
together.
don't think when he started this, he meant the next GTA is based in somewhere on this world and it's scanned from Google Maps.
That
I
is
think that's
what I
exactly
meant.
it.
GTA 6 is the entire planet scanned from Google Maps
Gosh.
with superior Google technology.
Yeah. Can't wait for Google Flight Simulator.
Damn it.
That's the fucking paper airplane mode in Google Earth.
Yeah.
I used to use that all the time as a kid back in primary school.
All right. Planes.
Primary school.
I recommend it. I don't know if it's still a thing actually.
No idea.
Don't know.
I haven't done it in so long, but I remember when Google Maps was downloaded on my computers. The good old days. No, it's going to
Yes.
be interesting. I feel like it's fairly priced, to be completely honest. £60 for the base game.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Mm.
did you want to say something?
Been kind of premium products, I suppose. Like,
Yeah, it's one of those that I've not been a fan. I understand why new games are that, especially AAA large games, are that price. But I very rarely, I still feel like it's a lot of money. But obviously, there's a lot of people who worked on these games, a lot of hours gone into.
No, they just used Bing Maps. That's all that's been worked on.
Yeah, they got the flight simulator physics from scratch.
Yeah.
It's-
Which was some of the most fun we've ever had.
God.
Why pay for Steam games when you can just buy Scratch?
Yeah, right. Just a sec. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, don't worry.
what an asshole.
Yeah, I know. Can't believe it. He's gone for his dinner.
How dare he?
While he's gone, let's talk about his
He said it
channel.
wasn't even in the oven.
Yeah. So while he's gone, let's talk about his channel.
So
I missed it.
youtube.com/delicious needs to come back, that's my opinion.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think
high
we
quality channel.
should boycott it.
Such highlights as Scooter Granny and KSP Challenge 1.
The KSP challenges were decent.
The KSP challenges were decent, actually. They were genuinely quite good.
Yeah. We should
you definitely
definitely.
should come
We
back.
should. Everyone should just go over there and spam come back. Spell it however you like. I don't care. But yeah, no, you should definitely come back. I've missed him. I haven't seen him for a few years. So, and same with
Yeah.
there's a what is it? A really good video, but it never came out. That's it. The Fallout 4 series by Agent Oink. That
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah,
needs
I
to
don't know what
be.
happened to that.
That needs to happen at some point in the near future.
Yeah, one day maybe.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to sort of BRB. Bye guys, I got business to do. No.
No, just got friends over.
Let's open Vegas a second.
You still edit in Vegas? Gar, come to the Da Vinci Club.
It's only because I haven't installed it on this PC yet.
Not fair. It's Vegas is still good, though
It's fine.
the price is a bit overwhelming, especially for the newer ones. Da Vinci does literally everything.
It's still a one-time payment though. Like the amount of money people give money to Adobe is just beyond crazy.
Oh, it is. Especially like the businesses as well.
Oh yeah, like it's an insane amount of money.
Hmm.
I highly recommend actually if you're looking for alternatives to Adobe Photoshop, Designer, and Illustrator, whatever the hell they're called. Get Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, and that. It's basically a stock. It is pretty much exactly the same as Photoshop.
How's it
It's one-time
spelled?
payment. Affinity
Oh.
Photo. It's one-time payment of $48.99, which sounds like quite a lot, but it is like almost feature parity with Photoshop,
Yeah. Oh, Affinity.
and it has pretty much the same UI and everything. It's a really good piece of kit.
Ooh, a bit. I might invest in it. Oh, it's only £19 on the fucking iPad.
Yep.
Scam. Oh, they've got a free trial. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, no,
Interesting.
it's a good piece of kit.
Huh.
Because anything that means I don't have to pay money to Adobe is a good piece of kit. In my book.
Is this what you have?
It's what I used to use.
Yeah. Oh,
I
is
had
it?
a legitimate copy of it.
This is the problem. Is it Designer or Photo that you want?
Photo is the Photoshop clone.
Okay.
Design is the Illustrator clone, and Publisher is the something Chrome.
The Publisher clone, Adobe Publisher, whatever it's called. I might look
Right.
into that.
InDesign markup clone.
I'll definitely look into that. That looks like a lot of good.
Yeah,
Sure.
like I don't know, like sure you're paying more than you would be for like a Adobe subscription for like a year in some cases, right? Depending on how
Nope.
what Adobe subscription you have and such, because you can definitely get an Adobe subscription for like £60 a year. If you're getting like the most basic one, and student discount on that. But it's like then you have to pay that next year and the year after. Whereas you could just pay 50p and then have a license for this program that's
Just-
Photoshop for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So, fuck me, Photoshop's okay. Photoshop's £20 a month. The fuck?
Happened to your voice there.
That just genuinely surprised me.
It can't be that much.
For the app itself, it's £20 a month.
Well, that's for the app itself.
Yeah,
though.
but that's what I mean. Like, just for a singular app, it's ridiculous.
All apps is $49.94 a month. So you'd be paying the price of Affinity Photo a month for all apps.
Yeah.
You get the photography package, which is normally $9.98 a month. It's currently $8.32, but it's normally $9.99, and that gets you Photoshop and Lightroom. So it'd be £10 a month by default.
Right, I might look into this then, definitely.
But they don't like if you like. Thing is, I don't really use Adobe Photoshop that much. I use like After Effects is the main Adobe program that means a lot to me.
Mm.
And the only way to get that is with all apps $49.94 a month, or single app $19.97, and it's like fuck off.
Yeah.
Like just actually fuck off. All apps is $16.24 as a student, which is fair. I use that plan when they were doing the free trial, but with like an extra couple of weeks on it at the start of coronavirus. I used that to edit something that I needed to After Effects for on a new account, and then left it without paying. I'd recommend.
Very tempting. I might look into that. So thanks for that. We were just talking about how shitty YouTube channels and how a lot of them could change how YouTube works. You missed out on a great
Alright.
conversation. So
That's his code for we mentioned your channel a few times.
we mentioned it. We more than mentioned it. So You tempted me with that, fuck's sake.
Perfect.
But yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Blah, blah, blah. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Almost got there. Is 2 weeks away, so we'll definitely be streaming it. I'm excited for it.
No
Lots of
VR
feature.
on launch.
No, yeah, that's very true.
A shame, but at the end of the day, yeah, can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand why. I think it probably was hit a bit by COVID and a whole host of things. I think it's much easier, and I'd rather they left it and just polished it until it was done,
Absolutely.
right?
I wish No Man's Sky did that. If it wasn't for COVID, they would be such a better game.
Like infuriating than trying to do VR in a game like that and having like awkward bugs cause inconsistency and such.
I wonder if they'll have like pressable buttons using your
hope so.
controller.
Well,
hope
no,
so.
no. From what I've seen, all the buttons in the cockpit are pressable. I don't see why they wouldn't do that in VR.
Yeah.
So
You guys are for different. Oh, sorry. Getting a message here. And
yeah, I didn't realise you actually so.
Drum roll,
Oh,
guys.
damn. All right, cool. So, for those of you who were here last, well, no, you wouldn't have known because we didn't.
God, I can't type. Fuck me.
A promise was made to be on the podcast, and it was broken today.
I'm upset. But yeah, no, it's going to be exciting. I wish I had VR to actually be able to experience that, but
Speaking of VR, the HP Reverb G2 is looking incredible from what I've seen, to be fair.
okay.
Nice.
I don't know anything about it.
It's a 4K. I'm trying to remember if it's 4K. I think it's. Can you try? Hang on, let me just double check. Get this. So yeah, 2160 by 2160 per ice, 4K per ice. On the thingy resolution, the standard vertical resolution through.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty dope from what I've heard. The resolution's good. I think it's got a slightly boosted over. I think it's got a slightly boosted refresh rate, but I can't remember. But it just overall, the quality of the screen is meant to be pretty good. The tracking's meant to be good. Oh, it's 90 Hz. So better than the Oculus Rift S, but otherwise standard.
I'm genuinely confused. I do apologise. We're not. I won't bother. Never mind.
What just happened?
I just read what Alfie put, and that's genuinely confused me. Like, the
just what
fuck?
happened. Yeah.
It's going to be
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah. $600 pre-order right now. I think that's also 600 euros
Ooh.
pre-order price, going up to 700 when it officially, like when it gets closer to launch. So it's a decent price as well for the resolution and everything else. Definitely going to be cheaper than the Pimax 8K people.
Yeah.
Looking toward that. Although the Pimax will have the faster refresh rate and higher field of view. It'll be a lot more expensive.
I just recommend if you want to get into VR, get an old headset or get the Rift S. But
Yeah,
if you're experienced in it, go. If you have the money, get a Vive. The Vive is no matter what the best one. When it comes to quality,
Is it?
Not the Vive, the Valve. No, yeah, the Valve Index.
Just purchase Gaben.
Yeah,
I wasn't wrong. So buy the Valve Index.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I know. My personal opinion on it is, I think the old Oculus with the stationary trackers is a good bet. I think the new Oculus with inside-out tracking is a fine bet if you're just looking for basic. Like, is not. I don't want to say basic. It's not the right word. If you're looking for the standard level of good VR, and I think if you want full potential for having multiple headsets in a room and better tracking across incredibly awkward bending positions and such, get something that's got proper room scale tracking through Steam VR, like a Vive or an Index. I frankly don't think there's much difference between a Vive and an Index. in terms of overall tracking experience, the main difference on the Index is just that the headset is way nicer, and the audio, and the controllers. Controllers being the biggest of them all,
The majority of it.
by like a long way. Like, if you're gonna get anything from the Index kit, get the controllers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
fair.
That's control.
I wish I could,
I
but it's an expensive adventure.
heard a few of them. I think it was the earlier ones, and they were doing replacements, experienced some drift. But I think, like I said, I think that was really early ones.
I would-
Yeah, there was then Valve were replacing them for free.
Gotcha, yeah.
If
so
you
that's pretty
experience
good then.
drift, just
Um,
message
I'm,
Nintendo.
Literally, I might have that issue. I haven't got to the point yet, but it's very possible that because of when I ordered mine, I would have that issue.
Mhm.
And I even received an email from Valve about it saying, "Hey, your batch, because of the time it was made, probably has this issue. If
Oh,
it comes
cool.
up, hit us up. We'll replace it for free."
Nice.
So yeah,
Hmm.
again, not become an issue yet, which is fine. So
Mm.
Yeah, the only time I found it an issue is when I just at the moment where I hit your shelf.
well, I mean, yeah, but you were falling into a shelf, blocking tracking from both angles.
Yeah, and it was
And then
very
you went,
fun.
"Oh shit! I just punched your shelf."
Yeah, I felt really bad after that.
It's damaged now.
Yeah, it's a tiny little shelf compared to me, so
Mm.
I probably just wasted it.
God rest
Wasted
its
it.
soul.
So, should we get into some other topics other than gaming?
But
Yeah.
but
But
but it was all gaming.
what do you want to talk about? Gaming?
Underpaid Activision Blizzard workers.
Okay, I don't really know too much about this, so you're gonna have to walk me through it.
So I will summarize. From again what I know, I haven't fully looked into it. From what I basically understand, games companies are claiming that games need to cost more money, right? This is because games have higher development teams and higher development time nowadays. Now, I would agree that game prices do probably justifiably need to go up. However, I think that needs to come with important caveats. If AAA games are still costing £60, £70, then users that want to play cool indie games need to start realizing paying £20 to £25 for an indie game is reasonable and stop complaining when an indie game isn't £10. Because that needs to happen. Give indie developers some credit, for God's sake. Now, number two, the problem in a lot of cases with these game prices going up, Activision Blizzard, and its massive new COD game that is one of the most sold games in the world that is released lately, and is doing incredibly successfully with an absolute shit ton of microtransactions, all that, is paying out its CEO 40 million in bonuses, yet paying some of its programming staff only 100k, despite them living in LA area and such. This is partly isolated from the Blizzard section of Activision Blizzard, but they also underpay people. All I'm saying is that they have a different structure for bonuses to their bosses and such, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the basic principle is they're trying to put price up on games, but none of that money is going to the people making the games. All of that money is going to corporate bonuses and share payouts. And that needs to stop. Like, I will quite happily pay, 60 quid for Overwatch 2 if I knew that that meant, a $5 pay rise for every single Overwatch developer, right? And relevant other staff in Blizzard. Because that means more to me than some shit-ass CEO getting a fucking £1 million payout.
Yeah.
I couldn't give less of a shit. Like, for all I care, Bobby Cotter can walk off a fucking cliff and die. He's an asshole. Alan Brack's all right, bit of a twat. I didn't really want to die though. He gets the death pass at least.
Are you the one who streamed for like 12 hours just sitting on a chair?
No, that's Jeff Kaplan, game director and
Okay.
vice president of Blizzard. Game director of Overwatch, not game director in general.
Okay.
No, Alan
apologise.
Brack's current president of Blizzard Entertainment. He's the one with long hair that did the speech about Hong Kong at BlizzCon. That basically summarized it. We did a thing that was bad. We don't like doing things that are bad because we don't want to divide you. We hope you remember that we don't divide you. By the way, the thing that we did was bad. We only said sorry for a little bit. We're not going to do anything about it, really. Thanks. Go buy our games. And that was that.
Yeah.
Which is
Okay.
pretty not that well received. But yeah, like the whole basic thing is basically that a bunch of Activision people put their anonymously, as far as I understand, compiled a spreadsheet of all of their salaries. so that people across the company internally could get a sight of how much disparity there is in the wages, right? People could see there are a lot of people on wages of like 100 to 150k, a bit of middle, and then a lot of people on millions plus, and how that's kind of not really fair. And then I believe then that basically that fact that spreadsheet leaked, and then people started leaking their actual salaries on Twitter, and it sort of blew up a bit. So yeah, basically, game staff, pay your fucking staff. For the love of fuck.
Yeah.
Please.
Like, you should be at least
expecting
getting...
someone to work in Irvine, California, 150k is not an acceptable salary.
That's, like, money I'll never see in my life, to be completely honest.
I mean, no, but again, it's a different economy completely.
Yeah, it's LA.
In California.
So, I live practically in the British California. So,
do you?
Yeah,
I'd
it
argue the complete opposite.
Costs a fucking fortune. I have to spend like 50 quid a week.
I'm pretty sure this
fortune.
is the British Idaho, but you know.
I think even then that's given it's the British Detroit.
Fair. Come on, give Detroit some credit, to be fair.
British Texas, there you go.
Texas is quite well off.
I feel like the level of living is fluctuating here. We're just naming states at random at this point, aren't we?
Yeah, it's the British Idaho. Nobody said that one yet.
There we go. Yeah, that's my rant about Activision Blizzard. Also, on a side note, Ubisoft protects rapists and abusers. Fuck Ubisoft.
Right, I do not stand by any of this, but if it is true, he said it.
It is very true.
On another happier note, two dadstronauts, I can't remember what Mandy said now, landed in SpaceX's first human flight with the Dragon.
And mission was successful.
And I was
pretty much every way.
As I was saying to these two, my favourite thing I saw about it off a NASA tweet was someone replying saying, I thought the Dragon, the capsule they used, was meant to be reusable. Why is it all burnt on the outside?
Do you remember which NASA tweet it was? I presume it was one after it landed.
I'm gonna actually make sure. Yeah. It was actually when it launched. No.
Just
try and find it for you. But like, yeah, it's a hell of an achievement that we can finally launch astronauts off US soil again. What was it, first time in 12 years?
It's been a while, yeah.
So that was a hell of an achievement. And
honestly, like, I'm not particularly American, if that wasn't relatively obvious. So I don't really care about the on-American soil part. I just care about the fact that human spaceflight is being done by a major Western country again.
Yeah.
Because we've been slacking for literally the fucking a decade. Like, we need to get back on that shit. Russia's been doing it. Like, pretty much every other country that's getting into spaceflight is getting there, and we've just been sat here like, well, we're building SLS. SLS is only going to take another 17 and a half years. We promise. It's orange, though. Maybe. So, yeah. Credit to SpaceX for doing that. Also, credit to Boeing for making the repeated extravagant escalated claims they were going to beat SpaceX to human spaceflight, and they haven't even got fucking cargo done yet. Well,
have they even got a rocket?
They've almost got cargo done yet. No, they just have the capsule.
Okay.
Well, they are developing rockets in the background.
Actually,
but not that they're launching currently.
That's something I love about what happened is the fact that as soon as the capsule landed in the sea, tourists just surrounded it in their boats, not realizing that there is hypergolic fuels in it that could be ejected out or leak out.
Yeah.
I mean, also just leave them fucking alone.
Yeah, they've just come from fucking space.
Give them some space, Jesus.
Honestly. But yeah, no, it was a hell of an achievement. It was cool to watch, and SpaceX always is an enjoyment to see them launch and land a rocket. It never gets old.
No.
It was impressive, regardless of what you think of it. It was cool to see, and I think more important to me, in my opinion, than anything relating to like the fact it was human space, whatever, is it was just good to have a modern launch, a bit more televised, where people saw the camera angles and camera quality that is possible now, and what the inside of a modern space capsule can look like.
Yeah.
And that's what I find more interesting, because so much of spaceflight hasn't been shown on TV in a long time. Because I mean, yeah, obviously cargo's way less interesting than humans.
I would have said
But,
the.
It's cool, you know. Like they got touchscreens and they control it with touchscreens.
Did you see that
touchscreens? It's cool.
You see that they gave away the password to the iPad?
How dare they?
But yeah, no, I would have said like before this, it was really only like the space shows that were televised. So it's nice to see this come back into a newer generation. And
I mean, yeah, there is a lot of televised space. It's just not like front televised, right?
yeah,
Like when the space race was going on, you'd see that shit on major channels because it was a big thing. Whereas now it's like you can watch a lot of rocket launches on TV, but it's like some back-end NASA cable station in America, and then otherwise, like you pretty much can watch it if you're outside of America without going online. And I want to see space launches on like BBC News again. Like put it straight on BBC News.
yeah.
Go, there's rocket launch with people in it. Put it on.
Cool. Talking about rocket launches as well. Another thing that I saw, forgive me, I can't remember the name of the company, but there was another rocket that was meant to launch. It was a smaller one. I can't remember if it was a test or not.
Generic.
But it got cancelled because some idiot in a boat went in the no zone in the sea, and they had to cancel. This was after getting delayed an hour because of weather.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, shit like that happens.
And also, Rocket Lab released their. I'm just getting this all from Scott Manley. But Rocket Lab released their. What happens to their most recent rocket that didn't go very well in space, which was one of the issues I saw that people were saying about them. For those who don't know, they use electric motors to spin the turbos that basically just runs the fuel into the motors or into the rockets.
Rocket science, right?
Yeah. And what I saw a lot of people having issues with or saying that could be an issue is the fact that they're electric, so they could have electrical faults which would stop the turbo pumps. And that's more or less what happened on that.
I mean, yeah. At the same time, though,
it did get to space.
Like having electrics is not a problem, really, because like you look at a Falcon 9 and how much of that relies on electrical control system. Like the entire fucking thing. You look at the space shuttle, you look at the Apollo mission, all of that relies on electrics. There's computers behind everything. The way you deal with it is you just have redundancy. You have multiple lines running in different places, so that in the event one gets severed, you still have lines. It's very simple. Yeah. We've been dealing with this since the 60s.
Okay, so why did their ship crash then?
Because they're shit at designing it.
Okay.
/ it's probably an early prototype that doesn't have full redundancy yet.
I don't actually know. How many have they launched? I'm pretty sure
they've launched a few, but like I'm pretty sure they're still heavily iterating on it.
Not massive numbers, yeah. I mean, but to an extent, the Falcon 9's still being...
Falcon 9 changes every build.
They've launched 53 rockets.
Oh, yeah.
They've launched 53 satellites. How many rockets would be nice? You can book your launch from them. Yeah, fuck it. Let's send up some of my merch.
Sounds like something you would do.
Oh my god, you can actually book. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, no, it's been a hell of a week in spaceflight. We were meant to have the jump. I can't remember what it's called.
What?
The hopper.
SN5.
Yeah. I can't remember what they called the first
Star
one.
Jump. I like it.
Yeah, that's what they should call it from now on. Star Jump is such a nice name.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Jumps for the stars and then explodes for the 17th time.
Soon.
They've done 12 launches, by the way.
Yeah.
Rocket Lab.
Yeah.
My favourite one being the most recent, which was Pixel didn't happen, which...
I mean,
there were no pics, so it didn't happen.
I think the important thing to say with like when it comes to like parts failing in rockets really is that like there's no problem that can't be solved, right? Like, even if you go like right down to the internals and shit, and this sounds like absurdly stupid, right? But take the actual bell of a rocket engine, right? What if
Yeah.
it falls off? Just have two of them and have a way to reroute the flow. Like, that would be a crazy problem to solve, but the thing is, it's still possible with enough engineering behind it. So, like, you know,
Not
you
very
can
common
3D print
problem, is it?
parts. I mean, no, you don't know.
I think the only
You can
problem that would have been
3D
for-
print parts. You can have electrical parts. You can have motors that are electric. You can do all that shit. You just need redundancy and
Really,
to
what
be
we should
prepared for it.
do
It's
is we
3D
should
printed.
reduce cost by building it on a launch pad. So just before it launches, when you ignite the engine, you just redirect the heat to weld all the parts together. Save money, save time, do it all on a launch pad.
This feels
Yeah.
like a KSP video.
That's what they're going to be doing on Mars with the with the Mars missions.
Hmm.
They'll basically just put all the metal together, and then as soon as they press go, it all welds itself, and then they're off. And you know, you don't have to waste human hours building those silly little rockets. You can waste them cooking, I don't know, soya beans or whatever.
Okay, interesting.
It's space travel is hella interesting. I feel like we're getting
I mean, you know
Not
how in
further.
space, they get those food packets, right? A lot of people don't know this, but what they do to the food that makes it go hard is they depressurize it, and then what they do is they put it inside the rocket engine, and it gives it all the oxygen from the rocket engine, and that gets it
Mm.
repressurized, and they eat it. The
Oh
heat
yeah,
helps
but
warm
that's
up too.
that genuinely. Not many people know this, but the reason they keep liquid fuel in liquid oxygen in the tank is
So the
so
astronauts can breathe.
if they need a drink, there you go, it's liquid. If they need to breathe, there you go, it's oxygen.
There's oxygen in
Um,
water. It's the same thing.
Yeah, and obviously they do have little capsules where they keep solid oxygen. So if they're a bit peckish, you know, you don't get any carbs, but you do get a nice bit of fresh air. And also, you know, you feed yourself. A lot of people don't know this. It's secret science. Well, it's not a secret. It's common knowledge. Just nobody really looks into it because nobody knows what the liquid and solid oxygen is for. They only know that oxygen gas is in the air and that we breathe it. Not even many people know that we breathe pure oxygen. A lot of people are being taught that it's mixed with other like nitrogen and carbon dioxide and sulfur and
If this podcast doesn't kill someone, it's going to be a miracle.
and hundreds of others gases, and you know, it's weird. Nobody knows that pure oxygen is the best thing to drink and eat and breathe.
It's true.
It
Especially in
also,
this
it also
form.
helps you. It also helps you create fire. If you ever get a bit like peckish at the beach, put a bit of your oxygen
Is that why they
food.
put it in rocket?
Yeah, if you put a bit of your oxygen food on the barbecue, it will light up just like that. Fun fact.
Yeah. If you ever have trouble launching your barbecue, get a canister of pure oxygen and spray it onto the barbecue. I highly recommend.
Yeah, or methane.
You can get a cow for that.
That's true, and that's why global warming has been. But that was a word. That's why global warming's a thing, because cows are just producing too much methane. If you watch Up Is Not Jump, it is proven that global warming happens every trillion years, and we need to worry about it. We don't need to worry about it, sorry, because it's just a myth. It happens, but it's not because of us.
I feel like we really need to put a disclaimer up that this is satire.
I feel like people might understand that, but I doubt it.
When I'm worried at this
Okay.
point.
Honestly, like, global warming is the most obvious thing of science ever. It's more obvious than the world being round, which still triggers me.
I don't know.
Um,
I mean, I get where people are coming from with some arguments against it being like global warming is definitely happening. There's no denying that. But whether it's man-made, I can totally understand arguments against.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, the evidence suggests that it is indeed man-made, but
Oh no, the evidence. The evidence suggests that it's happening, but man-made issues are making it go higher than normal, getting worse than normal. Sorry. We do have fluctuations in the temperature of the Earth. It's happened because some boring old people dug up some old ice and or something, I don't know. and they got the dates from that and the temperatures, and we've got stupid amounts of knowledge on stupid amounts of time in the past. So we know what the Earth does and what it's doing, and we know that it's going above what it should do, because it's likely carbon dioxide reduction. So good to see that people are behind, but I guess he's just had a nap. So, you know, I would love to have a science podcast one day, just talking about science that we find interesting. Oh, is that oxygen? That's very true.
That is oxygen.
Yeah, that could have been the deadliest issue. Like, what if someone lit a flame in a freshly made forest? Would it just catch fire? Would the world explode and burn?
Sorry, podcast. Don't worry.
I saw it on The Simpsons, and and it must be true.
Simpsons is
Must be.
incredibly reliable.
Yeah, like look at the film. That's a very, very good telling of what's happening now. That we should put domes over all the cities to keep people safe. And that the Earth is actually an oval. I wish the Earth was a donut shape, because then there would be parts where you could.
Then you would never be hungry again.
Wow, because then there would be parts where you could look up and see your neighbor. Sort of, it would be cool.
What?
Okay, not your neighbor, but you could
What?
see another part of the Earth.
God, I feel like Charlie's been playing too much Halo or something.
Yeah.
He's been looking at
That's like a
us.
donut. If you're on the inside of a donut, you look up, you're gonna see the Earth, or whatever it's called.
If you're on the inside of a donut and you look up, you will see the Earth. Jesus. This is a podcast of quotes, this one.
Okay,
Oh.
that quote does make sense.
Here's a question. We're doing a science podcast now. In a hypothetical scenario where the Earth is a torus or
Right.
donut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you get a satellite in orbit if you placed it perfectly in the hole of the donut?
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, it wouldn't be orbit.
Why'd you say it then?
But you could theoretically trap it in a gravity well, and
What?
it would just stick there.
Okay, what about the fact that one side of the donut has a higher mass than the other side of the donut, and the donut is rotating at a very set speed? Well, it technically slows down and speeds up a bit, but it's very relatively consistent.
No, you couldn't, and because it was just there wouldn't be a gravity well.
Charles the space.
Charles needs some updates on his science, I think.
Oh.
If you hung it, if you put a bit.
I love
Yeah,
this.
the space elevator would be a lot easier if we could just throw a cable up, wouldn't it, Charles?
Space elevator by just building a bar from one end of the donut
Right,
to the other.
Space elevators are possible.
Yes.
Kind of.
Satisfactory has taught me that. But no,
Okay.
if you were to get a satellite and you were to get a long bit, so let's theoretically, just so I want to do easy numbers, let's say the planet, the inside diameter of the torus from one end to the other is 10 meters. If you were to get a bit of string that was 5 meters and attach it from one side of the satellite and attach it to one side of the inner side of the torus, and then another bit of string on the other side, you could just hang it there. I don't see why you would, but
So what you're saying is we could have a giant disco ball if we made the Earth a
What I
tour.
was imagining and where I was going to go with this is that was going to be like a 3D imaging satellite, right? Like in all directions. And what Giles has just created here is the equivalent of someone being in their 3D selfie on Google Maps, where there's just going to be in one angle a piece of string going all the way back down to Earth.
What Charles has created, and what you've created with your projector, is torus Earth theory, where there's just a projector in the middle
if there was a
projecting a globe.
torus, if the Earth was a torus,
there was a
would
torus.
we have an atmosphere?
Yes.
How are those questions related?
Would the atmosphere cover
If
the
there was
entire...
a torus, would we have an atmosphere? I'm pretty sure there is a torus, and we do have an atmosphere.
If if there was water, would McDonald's exist?
If the Earth was a torus,
Right.
Okay.
would we have an atmosphere that wraps around it, or would it just go over the hole? Like, how do I describe it?
Well, it would depend on the size of the hole, really.
Yeah.
How big would... So how big could we dig a hole through the Earth before it just...
We
I'm
could
not, I'm not proposing making the Earth a torus.
Yeah, but it could be quite good.
And also,
Yeah, we
digging a
just have to
cylindrical
spread the core out
section out
across, like,
is not-
evenly.
It's not a torus.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I identify
Joe showed you.
what is what.
You are the torus master.
Fun fact, if you were to dig a hole
He does
through
like
the...
donuts.
If...
I bet he doesn't actually, does he?
I want a donut right now, goddammit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, derail everything. You eat donuts?
Yes!
What? But they're like dough, and you don't eat that.
I love donuts. I had a
Right.
lovely...
But what about the main composition of them, which prevents you from eating other similarly made foods?
Like, what?
Whoa. Okay.
Bread?
Bread. Yeah.
Okay, that's completely different. Bread
Mm.
and donuts are completely different. One is very, very
No
sweet.
Ingredients. There is a thick, malleable, sometimes elastic paste made out of
It is.
grains, leguminous or chestnut crops.
Legumes.
Yeah, whatever. And then donut ingredients.
Strawberry frosting. Whole.
They are made of bakeries, supermarkets, food stalls, and franchise sweet vendors. Lovely.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not
wow.
correct. Donut holes, glaze, sugar icing, and chocolate.
Right,
There you
Phelan, do
go.
you not remember when we went to work, I kept eating donuts?
I
Okay.
remember all the times you've said, "Oh, I won't eat that food," and it's been like a bread or dough-based product, including
There's
bread, pizza,
There's
like,
very little
anything.
dough-based products I don't eat.
bread, pizza.
Yeah, okay, pizza is not because of the dough, though.
I'm fairly certain that's the reason that I was given before, but okay.
No, it's because of the toppings on top of it.
What you can...
Okay, well, what toppings would you like on a pizza? Hypothetically, and you can pick anything here.
Oh, whatever they put on... whatever they put on a donut.
God.
Okay,
Look up a
okay.
donut pizza.
Okay, so you
Give me a...
want pizza base, right? Do you want tomato puree or
No.
tomato sauce? Okay, so
I
you don't
found
want any, do you want
pizza
any
I
donuts.
sauce?
don't like sauce, that's the problem with the pizzas.
Okay, so you want an icing layer and then sprinkles on top of that.
If you check a disc...
Oh, that's actually, like, that looks disgusting. No
That
way.
looks
that is-
horrible.
no,
I
way-
mean, I agree, but come on, what were you expecting?
no way they're the same sort of dough.
Well, it's dough.
But it's
Like,
dough.
yes, there's a difference,
You can
but
put
it's
sugar
dough.
in it, you can put salt in it, you can put a few different other things in it to flavour it, but it's all the same shit.
Gosh,
Okay.
we need a list of dough products
Do
to find out
have
which you will and
eaten
won't eat.
When you get sourdough bread, do you just go, this is a completely different item to bread?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, would you eat a crepe?
A what?
Oh, really?
What's it called? A crepe?
Oh my
A
god, are you
crepe,
kidding?
a crap? What do you call them?
What do you call it?
A crepe,
Did
a
you
crepe,
Google
or
crepe?
a crap?
I'm googling it. What the fuck?
There's no hope for him, is there? There is absolutely no
Oh
hope.
my god. Oh my god.
Is it? Is it? Oh, is it the very thin pancake? If
Yeah,
so,
it's
It's a very thin pancake. I mean, that's
no,
near
no, I
enough.
wouldn't, because last time I had a pancake, I almost threw up, and that's not a lie.
Why was that? Please elaborate.
Okay, there's actually context to this,
Right.
which I feel really bad about. My girlfriend made it for me. However,
Mhm.
it was extremely doughy, and I didn't think it was cooked.
Oh, dough. Dough, you say? Gosh, was dough involved?
It tasted like the raw pancake mixture.
I mean,
How do you know what that tastes like?
I mean, right?
Because I
okay,
ate it.
Right, hang on,
Why
hang
did you eat
on,
raw pancake mixture?
I didn't
hang
know.
on. hang on, hang on. Your pancake tasted doughy like it was raw. Have you seen a raw pancake?
Okay, it was
'Cause
really,
it tends to be in liquid form.
it was really thick.
Right.
You didn't
Were they
cook it
Scotch
properly.
pancakes?
Yeah, so it sounds like a drop scone, but okay.
It wasn't nice, and so I couldn't swallow it, no matter what. A bit like that time we went out to have a meal, and I had steak frites. Frites, yeah. And it had a bit of
It was very
had-
spooky.
steak frites, and
Right.
it had a bit of butter on it, and I had a bit of the steak with the butter on it, and I just couldn't swallow it. I just couldn't
Right,
get it down.
Because of the butter.
Yeah, the
I
steak
feel
was
like this
lovely.
is slightly different to the pancake scenario.
Yeah.
But,
No, it's just like there's certain flavors I just genuinely can't swallow, and I don't know why.
right.
Like, no matter what, I don't know why. I used to, and this is something I really don't know. I'd love to find out about myself. Is I used to eat all this shit back when I was younger. I used to have scrambled eggs on toast
Turkey
all that.
dinosaur.
and like I used to have a lot more than I used to now. Namely, I don't know why, but namely eggs and toast. Those are the ones I can actually remember.
Yay, bread. God.
Yeah, I know, but
What a
I have
miracle.
no idea what stopped that.
Right.
I have the only thing I can think of, but it's unrelated as hell, would be when I had an allergic reaction to face paint.
Right.
But that's
I mean, I
it.
guess it's possible.
That might be, yeah. But I have
So-
literally no idea why I just went off a bunch of food.
I don't know. You are a mystery.
Yes,
and I think
you
you
are.
ought to
It
remain
also
that way.
really annoys me that all spirits taste
So-
the same to me. That
So
pisses me off.
I want to just roll it back to the pizza, right, where this started.
Mm.
You're fine with pizza dough, but you don't like the toppings. What parts of the top? Let's say a
Mm.
generic margarita pizza, as
I don't like-
basic as you can get.
I don't
what
like tomato,
You
I don't like sauce, and I don't like cheese.
Okay.
I don't-
Tomato and sauce separately.
I don't really like. Oh, because I won't eat a full tomato or like a potato.
No,
I won't.
okay.
I won't eat tomato sauce. And I don't really like pepperoni, though. I'm not too off it. Like I'll have it if someone gives it to me. How is it
Those little
pronounced?
sausages in green packets. That.
What is it?
Sorry.
He's gonna kill me. Oh good God! I knew this podcast would kill someone. I just didn't expect it to be in this way. Oh.
Yeah,
Right. So let's say, what is it about tomato
Pepperoni.
sauce that you don't like? Is it the texture and the flavor, or both?
Both.
I just said the same thing twice.
Yeah,
I'll
you
ignore
did.
that.
You absolutely did.
It's the
Right.
texture and the flavour.
So, what if I
Mhm.
was to give you what is it about the texture you don't like? You prefer solid objects, basically.
Actually, you know what? I'll just say it's flavour.
Okay. So what
Okay.
about barbecue sauce?
That was my next question.
Flavour.
You don't. What sauce flavors
Just
do you
flavour.
like? Do
What? Oh.
you like ketchup?
no.
Okay, I just wanted consistency check there.
I was gonna
Tatum
say,
would dip
what's
pizza
the
in ketchup.
difference?
I mean, there's a lot of difference between tomato puree and ketchup in my book, but you
And
know.
I
just,
don't
yeah,
know,
like
man.
there's such a large variety of tomato sauces.
There's not really
that can
any
affect how
sauces I just because of the flavours. I'm genuinely trying to think of those.
Why else do you eat them? Their colour?
It's like I'll have chocolate sauce, so I know I'll have sauce.
Okay,
Okay.
right. So you've got a pizza base with chocolate sauce on it. We're going somewhere.
Right, we are
here.
going for the donut pizza. Okay.
Right. What do you want on top of the chocolate?
No, because that just makes me it just feels disgusting having chocolate pizza.
Oh my god.
I'll probably like if I were
Really?
to have a pizza, I'll probably have like a, if it's possible. I'm not saying that.
Steak pizza. You think
I
you can get
suppose.
steak pizza though?
Yeah.
But the problem is that it tends to come on a pizza with tomato sauce and
Yeah.
cheese.
That's the
Hmm.
problem. But then the funny thing is, I used to eat pizza. So I don't know why I don't anymore.
So you said about not eating sauces. Does that mean you eat like dry pasta and dry rice, or would you not eat pasta and rice? Coming to for God's sake.
I've had rice before. Rice isn't bad. It's just very flavourless without sauce for that reason.
Right. A
don't-
short list of foods you eat. Honestly.
Yeah, it's genuinely. I don't know.
But you don't like burgers, do you? Because you would have to remove everything that isn't literally just.
I
the
like
burger.
the burger. I
Yeah.
don't like the bun. I
Okay.
have burger and lettuce, but let's.
Do you like cheese on burgers?
That's. I genuinely don't
Let's
know
cross
what.
dairy off the list. Let's just get it
No,
all
but
over.
literally, I have no dairy but ice cream. I used to have cheese on pizza. I don't know why I don't anymore.
Cheese
That
on
is quite
pizza, like it's
standard.
cheese on toast.
No. Sorry. No, let me explain
You
that
put
again.
it in the grill for 10
Did you
minutes.
put a layer of Worcestershire sauce underneath the cheese?
I used to
Bit of
have normal
mayonnaise? Oh, it's
pizza.
lovely.
I used to have a normal pizza. Let's just put it that way. Just cheese and
Go on.
sauce.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so martini pizza, as you'd call it.
Yeah. I don't know
Hot
'cause I don't eat
pepperoni.
Damn it. What don't I have? I'm trying to think of what I have.
So
I've
So
got-
yeah,
what
we've got
don't you have is
steak,
a lot harder to
I
find
like-
than
I
what
like-
you do have.
I love chicken. I'm
Do
getting really.
you? Because I would beg to differ.
Okay, no, I'm getting. I'm like. I'm liking chicken more now, and especially different types of chicken.
Different.
Different
The
Name
Spanish
types
chicken's
of
tasty.
chicken.
different coatings on chicken.
Right.
To be honest, that takeaway was god awful.
You barely ate any up.
Yes, because I didn't want salad.
Oh, you mean that one?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah,
right,
no, that
yeah,
one was awful.
Like,
to be fair.
complete, yeah, brain. No, I was still
Yeah.
on the old chicken,
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
storm you up a chicken eating.
which I will never forget.
Steak is
Okay.
always the best. I don't think else that I eat that isn't. The thing is, I've taken a
Okay,
big
okay, right, hang on.
No,
hang
no,
on.
th-
On
I
like a
wanna-
standard chicken meal, what do you have with it?
chips. Now I'm changing my diet now. So nowadays I would tend to have stuff like lettuce,
Okay.
celery, carrots, radish.
Oh, okay.
Celery
I'm surprised you can have like celery and radish, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
I really like. I wouldn't probably mix them, but like I'll like have either one with the
I'm not
salad.
suggesting you make a smoothie out of them, don't
Yeah.
worry.
I seem to be like one of radish. Just seems like people don't like it. I love
like
radish.
I can't
Yeah.
remember the last time I had radish, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
but-
surprised that you like radish after knowing that, yeah, it's
Mm.
commonly something that one that
Yeah,
people
I like.
dislike.
No, the thing is, I think I like radish because really off topic now and really weird. And I don't know if it's actually. I think it's a myth actually, but it's a myth that when your mum's pregnant with you, they will have a craving for a certain food, and then you tend to have like that food. Apparently, when my mum was pregnant with me, she had a craving for radish, and I like
Right.
radish.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a myth, it's just not exactly hard science
Yeah.
behind it.
Mm.
But like I've taken chips out of my diet now. The only time I have chips
Gosh.
is a Friday and Saturday. Just
So he
'cause I'm
can't
working
even have
full day.
steak on frites anymore. He can just have a lump of steak.
Obviously, if I go out for a meal, I have chips then. But
Oh.
I'm trying to take out as many carby foods out of my life as I can.
But you're keeping the steak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I can't really say no. That's my girlfriend's food that she bought for me. That that happens
She
every
bought you
Sunday.
steak?
She buys me steak every Sunday.
What?
God
I know.
damn.
Jesus, dude, living the high life.
I am. Lovely
Yeah.
steaks as well. Big
Charlie
bits of
Reese
Sterling.
Mogg over here, honestly.
She bought me for £5. She bought me 20-ounce sirloin,
Oof.
and I had all 20 ounces. I didn't expect having all of it, but I did. But yeah, no, I don't. I'm trying to get better, having more every morning now. I have a bottle of cereal and apple and orange. Nice to have fresh fruit for once.
Mm.
There's not. I don't know. I genuinely can't think of what foods I like. Very limiting. I'm trying to drink more water. That's not going well.
Nah, brew water.
So there is a really nice water bottle I want to get and really want to try, but if it wasn't for the fact that shipping costs a fortune, I would get it.
A water bottle.
Yes, it's a water bottle that goes on the scientific idea that taste is 80% odor and 20% taste buds.
Right.
And so it uses like odor, it uses odor sort of things in the cap.
So it's a Febreze brand.
Yes, yes.
Water bottle.
So you're literally just drinking water, but it makes it taste like certain like orange juice, cola, whatever.
Okay.
I'd
be interested to watch a YouTube video on it. And
I can send you one.
I mean, to be fair, that sounds interesting because that sounds like that would not remotely work for me.
Yeah, no, obviously, like if like that's the problem is if you don't really, it's gonna sound weird, but if you don't really smell or like if your sense of smell isn't the best, obviously it's not gonna work for you. Same with like my girlfriend, both her eyes don't work together. She's lazy eye, so she can't she genuinely just can't see 3D images, which really annoys me because she doesn't think VR would work for her, but I want to try it.
I'm pretty sure it would.
Yeah, because it's
so.
different.
I mean, nothing else is
But
worth
like
a try.
her depth of field is beyond bad because of that. Here we go. This is what it is. I'll send you a link.
I'm the same though. I walk into shit all the time because my depth perception. VR works fine for me.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it's called. The bottle isn't that bad. Like it's like €30, but like the shipping's like 20. And obviously, it being a reusable bottle, I don't think that's too expensive, especially how people spend a
How
stupid
much
amount
is
more.
it? Oh, sorry, you buy fragrance buds, okay.
Yeah,
Luftwasser.
the German company. If you couldn't tell,
Geschmack
Ooh, you're looking at €10 for
shipping.
cheapest fragrance.
Oh yeah. But then
Orange passion fruit,
but
peach,
that
lime,
Phelan,
apple, and lemon hop.
they say
Yeah.
that each I want to say it's 6-pack is about 30 liters. Where is it?
Right.
So I think that's not too reasonable. That's not too. I don't think
It's
that's
not
too.
very reasonable at all.
I don't think it's too bad.
No.
Especially how
okay.
I am not the best at drinking just water, which is one problem with my
I mean,
diet.
you can flavour water though.
Yeah, but then
Like,
that's
sure, it's not as
bioflavoured
healthy
water.
as normal water, but you can flavour it pretty healthily.
Yeah.
Like, just stick some strawberries in it and then wait. If you like
Oh, I might have
strawberries.
found a video where they're reviewing it
Oh,
in
yeah.
English, which
Is
is
it,
the other problem.
is
There are
it
a lot
by
of
someone called Sorted by any chance?
Yeah.
Yep, I love them. Those guys are what gets me into like cooking. This is my favourite thing about their nutrition like thing.
I've skipped the video.
I don't think that's necessarily true
Probably not.
because water does have certain. Well, it's not just zero.
Water isn't just zero.
Like that's something I'd like to get into. If it wasn't for the fact that the shipping cost too much, I wouldn't have minded investing into something like that just to try it as well. So that I'll pay 30 quid. You know, you never know. But dude, I don't know. What would I get if I go out? Either chicken steak, gammon. I haven't had gammon for a while, but gammon, I love gammon.
Okay.
Ham as well.
Yeah, I've
then
not heard about that one from you.
pork. Pork, I don't mind. That can be a bit tender
Pork,
at times.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I
Makes
know.
sense. Wonder why you're eating hawks.
I just can't get over the concept of a water bottle that makes you smell passion fruit when drinking water.
Well, I'll get it and we can all try it.
Or I could watch a video on it and watch people be like, yes, doesn't work.
No, if I'm not wrong, the sorted one were like, yeah, that works.
Yeah, how were they paid?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I love those guys though. They're great. If you want to like learn how to cook food, interesting food, I recommend it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've just drunk water without smelling it. Tastes like water. Now I'm going to drink water while smelling tea. Hang on a second.
Please put your camera on for this.
Tastes like water.
Okay, so I don't think you're getting the slight understanding of.
I feel like
It
I
sounds like a
do.
very good, yeah.
Like, if you were to eat something, block your nose,
Yeah,
and it will
normally
taste.
tastes like a slightly muted version of what I'm
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah, because obviously your taste buds are there.
Yeah, but it's like I don't
Your
block
taste
my
buds
nose and then
are
go,
there.
holy shit! Is where's the chicken gone? Like it still tastes like chicken.
Yeah, but what I
Yeah.
mean is, if it's So I think it's round about 80% odor or smell, 20% taste buds. So if you were to have a
I
very
don't know, I call BS
concentrated,
on those ratios.
you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna buy that water bottle and we're gonna try it out.
God. Donate to see
I'm
Charlie
down.
waste his money.
The thing is, if it works, that's great.
Could
And
be
like,
interesting, yeah.
if it works, I would definitely get like apple and orange, and I want to try the cola one to see if it's like the sort of the cheap ass cola you get at the corner store sort of taste.
I mean, you're gonna constantly feel like you're drinking flat cola.
Yeah, but that's better than me
Yeah.
actually drinking cola.
Oh yeah. It's interesting. I mean, if it works for you, then whatever. You drink more water. That's a good thing.
Yeah, because I am awful at drinking. I've already finished. A litre or 2 litres Sprite I've had since yesterday.
Fair enough.
So
That I understand.
I've also got 2 here. Finishing the next day.
So far today, I've drank like
I did go through a good period of drinking
6-7
water.
pints of water and like 1-2 pints of apple juice mixed with lemonade. I drink a lot for some reason.
Yeah, no, I do. I did have a good period of drinking a lot of water, but with stress and work and all that, I just couldn't really like. Now I say it, I drink and eat to cope with stress and all that. I don't smoke. I can't smoke. Hate it with a passion.
Nice.
No offense to the people who smoke. I'm not.
Offense to the people who smoke.
I know people who smoke.
Unless you need help, get help.
I know people who don't smoke but don't like people who smoke, so they won't go near them. I'm not like that. I couldn't give 2 shits if you smoke or not.
Right.
I just couldn't do it myself.
I mean, I give 2 shits in like I'd be concerned for your health and would recommend that you stop doing it, but I'm not going to be an obnoxious prick about it. And also,
Yeah.
I'm going to, in every way, 100% relate the fact that tobacco smoke fucking stinks, and I don't want to be near
it
you
does.
smoking
Yeah.
because it smells horrible.
That's a good point. Have you
Like,
ever been
by all
around
means,
someone
vape.
when they were smoking and you were drinking water, Charles?
I have. The thing is, I can't smoke for the silliest of reasons. I hate,
Go on.
and I hate, and I mean I hate with a passion, paper and cotton in my mouth or on my lips.
I remember you saying this actually, and it's
Have you
still
tried a
such
pipe?
Are you trying
You
to
shoot a pipe?
trying to get me to smoke?
So,
No,
yeah,
I'm
we're
just
going to go through a list of
interested.
paraphernalia.
It
in a
depends.
minute.
If it's just raw, like when you're eating a lollipop. If I don't like the wood on my teeth, that I hate.
What were you going to say? Raw to raw wood?
Like yeah, if it's unfinished wood, which
Okay.
you'll never get a pipe with unfinished wood on it.
Right. What about, do you drink from glass regularly? Like, do you use glasses for your So what about a bong? Do you cope with a bong?
No,
What's the difference between a glass and a bong?
nothing. But I'm not gonna smoke from a bong.
Well, no, I'm saying, could you cope with a bong?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay, so bongs are your chosen method.
Easily.
Okay, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
God damn it.
No,
I do have
shops.
I have a dramatic story about why I hate cotton in my mouth, but I'm not going to get into that.
Oh,
Uh,
don't need to
Dentist,
see
I
that.
I
in a
think I might
future
know where that's
podcast.
going. Yeah.
Dentist.
Oh,
Oh.
then okay, I went a different route.
Let's put it this way. I don't know what teeth I was having out, but I was having teeth out on both sides of the mouth, and apparently.
Come on,
and
come on, man. Get through 5 sentences.
And
You
the-
can do it.
And the dentist, from what I remember, just pulled the teeth out without really giving me any numbing
Any warning?
drugs.
Oh, right, okay.
But all I remember is just having the cotton in my mouth, to soak up the blood, and I hated it with a passion. So I can't ever really put cotton in my mouth now. I hate it. Yeah. Same with paper.
Interesting.
I mean, that's fair enough.
I could
I
never
just
do that.
realised, sorry, when did you refill that glass? I know I went temporarily. When was that glass
I
refilled?
literally just did it now. When I brought up the Pepsi, when I brought up the Sprite.
Oh,
to
I
say,
thought you said that was empty. Sorry.
Oh no, it wasn't. But then I realised it
Right.
wasn't, and then I filled
Oh.
the glass up.
Right. I see. That's a magic trick.
Yeah, that's actually water. It's not Sprite. That's what I like to say.
It just smells slightly lemony.
This has just turned into a podcast of why I'm so weird.
Oh, but
I
this
kinda
would
like
be a
it.
very long podcast. Yeah, this is great.
Oh, I just don't eat. I don't know how I'm so fat. That's what my boss keeps
I
telling me
mean,
as well.
Probably
be blunt about
considering that
it, I
your
guess.
diet consists almost exclusively of red meat and chips, I've got a pretty good idea.
Steak at least once a week.
But that's healthy.
What, a steak
Yeah.
once a week?
Is it?
That's what our ancestors used to do.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
they
yes,
also
I
a
can
hell of a
settle.
lot more exercise.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
eating a lot of
debatable.
red meat,
I
but
walk
also
up and down my
running
hill.
and hunting for red meat every single day is a lot
You
more
say you
protein.
walk up your hill, you walk up about half of it.
Proven.
Actually, no, I do take like a 20-minute break.
Yeah, exactly.
What
That's
do you
not
do
my
on that
fault.
20-minute break? I'm interested, actually.
I sit down for
Gets
the
his
first
breath
10
back.
minutes, watch YouTube, watch Facebook videos and all that. Talk to you guys on here if you guys say questions or random shit, and then I'll go on my next journey up.
So that's where you do your Q&As.
Yeah, and then I'll wait a second time for about 5 minutes, and do the same thing, and then I'll walk up the rest. So nobody understands for some reason that it is excruciating pain for me to walk up my hill. So I don't have an excuse. I do have an excuse, guys.
We petition the council to get a stair lift put in.
Yeah. Or a
I'm
ski
not
lift.
behind
But pain in the ass. I wish I could walk up my hill in one go. Annoying.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
that. I'll be proud of you on that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I have done it before. But-
What?
What?
I know. I've done it before. This was when I was going to college like daily, so I had to walk up my hill daily.
I see.
Luckily, I
There
don't...
must have been a big prize for him waiting at the top for him to manage that.
Nah. I normally come home and just eat. Yes.
Well, fair enough.
Eat whatever I brought down. Like, I normally go get some food, lunch.
Food
Oh.
lunch. You don't get liquid lunch?
No.
No.
What did you have for lunch today?
Today,
Hmm.
some chicken nuggets.
With anything?
No.
Okay,
I
what
felt
about
lazy.
for breakfast?
Breakfast, I didn't have breakfast. I'm trying to get better at breakfast.
Okay, what did you have for lunch yesterday?
Yesterday, I had 2 sausage rolls and a cookie dough.
Sausage rolls? That's
Yeah,
what he
a good
likes.
point.
And it's a
sausage
pastry,
rolls.
you see.
Okay, yeah. What's the pastry on sausage rolls?
I love those. Yeah. I actually no. Genuinely, I do want to try like pasties. I don't see why I wouldn't like pasties.
Have you not tried a pasty?
Nope.
Oh my god.
So I do want to try pasties because it is
I feel
literally
like
just
you probably like a pasty.
yeah. If I got the right pasty, I think I'd like it. So,
I swear we've had discussions about what pasty brand
I
is your
could
favourite
have
before.
sworn.
Right
Yeah,
to the
when I asked him
worst.
about pasties before, he said that he really didn't like them.
oh yeah, no, I'm getting a lot better with my fussiness. I'm more
Are
in the
you?
yes.
Orders
Like
chicken.
when you last asked me, I probably would have spice pasties would have never gone near one. Now I just want to try one to see why. Like why I
Well,
don't eat them, or if
okay.
there's a reason.
You're trying. That's good.
Same with like
Improvement.
like a steak pie or something like that. Like I don't see why I wouldn't eat them, sort of thing. I eat all of the fundamental bits of a steak pie. Why don't I eat a steak pie? It just never made sense to me.
But a steak pie has a sauce.
Yeah, it's more of a gravy,
yeah,
isn't it?
Do you? Yeah, so you
All
eat
you put is
gravy.
a sauce.
Okay, yeah, I eat gravy then.
Okay. So
Right,
it's not really the
okay.
texture that's a problem for you with sauce.
No,
it's not
no,
like
no.
softer, liquidy things.
Yeah, I love
You
Yorkshire
just don't like
puddings
the
and
flavour of
gravy.
sauces.
Yorkshire puddings, gravy, and chicken is a lovely meal. I haven't had that for a while actually.
You eat Yorkshire puddings?
Yep.
Why am I surprised anymore? This is all over them.
Yorkshire, can I just quote? Yorkshire puddings, chickens, and gravy is a lovely meal.
Oh, or beef or pork. Sometimes I have it with. But yeah,
I mean,
Yorkshire
to be
puddings.
fair, that's not the worst thing that I've eaten. I've had some pretty bad depression meals.
Is that bad? Yorkshire puddings are not bad.
Well, I mean, in terms of a healthy, balanced meal, it's pretty
Mm.
bad, yeah.
Oh, fine. I used to do something
Just the
when I was
carbs
young
and
that
protein.
is sounds really.
Do it. Say it.
I used to have York. I kind of do this now actually. But when I used to have
God.
Yorkshire puddings, I would. This is gonna sound really stupid. When I would have a Yorkshire pudding, I would stuff the chicken inside the Yorkshire pudding and then dunk it in the gravy and eat it.
Right, okay.
Okay.
It's a great
It's
plate,
not as
isn't
weird.
it?
It's not as weird as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
for sure.
I definitely have something weirder than that, but I'm not getting into that.
Damn.
Damn.
It is-
Don't need to hear
it's-
that.
Damn, it is about ham. I thought that would rhyme. It didn't.
Nice.
You know.
Mixed M&M.
Actually, now that I want some Yorkshire puddings. God damn it. So yeah, there you go. There's one
You're a
sauce I
mess.
eat, gravy. And you know, I am a very. I don't know. I don't know why I'm just so fussy with
Me neither.
different sausage. Like
Honestly, it's the inconsistency that gets me more.
I will much prefer a sausage roll from one place than the other.
See, that's fair. That I can understand. A
Yeah,
warm
I
sausage roll
understand
is
that.
completely different to like an actual bakery sausage roll,
Yeah, true.
or even just like the ones you get at Tesco, which are different again.
Yeah, and they all have their different flavor, their different palates. You don't know. If there's anything. It's like one of those things where I have to start eating to know what I like. I've just like recently because of work and all, I just literally eating what I get and just put it in a plate or a bowl and just eat it. I don't really
Right.
think about what I'm eating, if that makes sense, and so that's why I haven't really.
Have you tried covering up your ears, eyes, and nose when you eat?
Maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe you haven't.
I think that's why I'm struggling thinking about why I don't know what I've eaten, because I just don't think about it.
Right.
The fact that I'm trying to eat a bit better. I know granola isn't healthy, but that's something I'm trying to eat a bit more with my breakfast with fruit and veg.
Okay.
Is much better than what I used to eat. I'm not saying what I used to eat. For breakfast. But
It won't be as bad as what I eat for breakfast. Don't worry.
what do you eat?
What did I have for my last breakfast? Which I will define as, because of my sleep schedule, is very weird. The last meal I had first after waking up was 4 fish burgers.
Fish
Actually, that's
burger.
not too
That's an
bad.
interesting idea in itself.
If I don't have bacon and if I don't have granola, what I used to do, and this is going to sound horrific
Bacon
for
wrapped
people who
granola.
want to care for their teeth, is I would have something like,
The donut pizza. It's the donut pizza, isn't it?
no, it's 10 times worse.
10 donut pizzas.
I'll have something like frosted cornflakes or no, not frosted cornflakes. I wouldn't do this. Frosted cornflakes are not bad. I like those. It's frosted Weetabix.
Right.
Right.
I'd have them or chocolate Weetabix,
This isn't very unusual.
and I'd put sugar in it.
Wow, you madman!
But I put,
That's pretty normal.
is it normal to put it in so it looks like it's milk?
Wait.
what?
Okay, wait.
Hang on.
Wait.
Turn around.
I didn't
Turn back,
put that
turn
much.
back.
I didn't put that
Wait.
much in it.
Yeah, okay. Right. So what I first imagined was a bowl of frosted or chocolate Weetabix
Mm.
with an acceptable layer of milk in that you'd put a relatively large
Layer.
amount of sugar
Oh, I
in,
don't
but
have milk
whatever I could
with
accept
cereal.
that.
I don't have dairy.
So you just have dry Weetabix in
Yes.
a bowl of sugar.
Okay, not a bowl of sugar. I'll put a bit of sugar over it.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit weird.
But yeah, I don't have milk, so. Also, you put sugar in milk? That just seems really odd. That just seems like it'll make it go
You put
off.
sugar on dry cereal. Shut up.
What's all about sugar and milk? Do you want someone making a fucking 2 sugars and milk
That's-
tea
oh,
and
good
just
point,
shove it in?
yeah.
It's
I was about to
disgusting.
say, he doesn't
That's
have
a good
sugar in his tea. Gosh.
I don't drink
You
tea
don't
or
eat
coffee.
tea.
I hate tea and coffee with a passion.
Oh, have you tried putting tea in a water bottle that smells like steak?
That is a good idea.
Yeah, here's what we do: is we just hang a steak above Charlie's nose when he's eating, and he'll be able to power through anything.
It's true.
It is.
Anyway,
What is it about steak that you like so much?
the flavor, the
Mm.
texture, especially a nice, well-cooked steak.
You know, bacon's been completely over commercialized, and you can get like bacon band-aids, bacon toothpaste.
Oh,
Do you think we can get steak variants for Charles?
no.
We need to.
We absolutely need to. We'll make it ourselves if we have to. Just mix some steak with some Colgate.
If you can get a nice marinated steak, beautiful.
I presume you don't have sauce for your steak.
No,
Yeah, I don't know why I asked really.
but I'm trying to get better at these sort of like just mixing foods and actually having normal human foods. Apparently,
Generally a useful.
like
idea.
this is genuinely something that actually surprised me. But that, it wasn't until I started working at this chippy. I'd never had a battered sausage beforehand.
Crikey, your girlfriend that rough.
And I never expected to like them. And then I tried one, and literally, it's better.
Out of interest, what was your thought process for thinking you wouldn't like them?
Just 'cause it's covered in batter.
But you like fish and chips, right?
I don't like fish. Oh yeah, that's a food we haven't got into yet. Actually, no,
Yeah, no,
that's something
forget.
I want to try because I've only had fish once before, and it was very plain.
Oh my god.
What?
I feel like maybe the problem
You
with you
and
is that you've
plain
only
fish.
eaten like one mouthful of every potential
Yes,
food.
yes.
Mm.
I literally had like
Including the ones you choose to purchase, apparently.
like a fork. Like it was just a bit of fish. I don't see why I wouldn't like fish. To be honest. Like a nice bad fish. You know, I'm trying more food.
You certainly are
I am.
trying.
Yeah.
Still living. I don't know how I get through anything without drinking or eating any dairy. Honestly, I think Jowan tried to sort that issue out, but he couldn't find any fixes or understand how I live as a human being.
No, I think we might need a team of scientists for that.
Would be interesting. I just want to know why I stopped eating a bunch of shit. That's honestly one of the things. Like, was it a reaction? Was it an illness?
Trauma. That sounds of
Trauma,
it.
yeah. I don't ever remember having food poisoning when I was younger, so I genuinely don't know. Anyway, that was a fun podcast. Shall we wrap it up there?
Yeah, that's pretty
Right.
decent, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you two very much for being my guinea pigs, for asking me all these questions. From me. I hope you had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I certainly did. Certainly learned a lot about myself. And I hope everybody else had an enjoyable time. The podcast was recorded 3 minutes later than I should have, so there will be 3 minutes missing from the intro.
Come on. What? We spoke about this beforehand. Are you kidding me?
So I will upload that or download it and upload the full one. It's up to you guys.
He's going to have to splice it together.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
Oh, for God's sake.
I hope you all had a fun time. Wait, did I say 3 minutes? I meant about 6.
I mean, that's mostly just the intro anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, we had a very quick intro because I got to do it. I think we got right on
I mean,
to our
the
first one.
countdown, though.
We'll see. I'll read it.
Yeah, that's like 3 minutes.
Anyway, it's about 4 minutes. Anyway, yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Thank you, you legends. And yeah, this will be up on Thursday, no matter what, if it's full or not. So, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, Redstone. Corporal, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all not tomorrow, Thursday. See ya.
Oh,
You can say bye.
we can, but there's 7, 6, then
Bye.
12, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 hours!